Hey guys, welcome back to Mad Backyard. Today we're going to be smoking a monster pork loin on our Pit Boss pellet grill. We're going to show you how to trim it, season it, and smoke it all right on your Pit Boss. So stay tuned. Today on our smoked pork loin, we're going to use mainly cherry wood. I got some Pit Boss cherry pellets here in our Oklahoma Joe's pellet bucket. As you know, I do recommend keeping your pellets in a nice airtight storage container, like these ones from Oklahoma Joe's in particular. I like these because they're pretty airtight, which means your pellets will last quite a bit longer than if you just keep them in the bag. They've got a nice mesh screen to kind of sift out all the sawdust as you're storing them as well. And it's really easy to go from this to pouring it right in your Pit Boss hopper. So we're going to use about 75% cherry pellets today and about 25% mesquite. We're going to use some mesquite pellets. I don't like to use 100% mesquite when I'm smoking really anything, unless maybe it's some fish just for about 20-30 minutes. Mesquite has a pretty strong flavor, so if you go all mesquite, especially for a longer smoke, it can kind of overpower the flavor of everything else. But I do like the flavor of mesquite on pork, so we're just going to mix a little bit in with our cherry pellets. You're welcome to remove this safety grate on your Pit Boss hopper if you want to. I haven't bothered with it because I find I can just take a paint stick and kind of swirl it around when I need to. And that way you can mix up your pellets so you get a little bit of cherry and mesquite as they travel through the auger. If you need a review on how to empty your Pit Boss hopper so you can change out the types of pellets you're using, we put up a video on how to empty the hopper as well as the auger on your Pit Boss, so make sure to check that out. And then if you need an overall review on how to start your Pit Boss, especially if it's the first time you're ever using it, make sure to stop, go back and check out our how to start and season a Pit Boss pellet grill before you get started cooking food on your grill. Make sure you've cleaned out the ash pot on the bottom of your Pit Boss before you start cooking. That's also in our how to start and season a Pit Boss video if you want to see that. And then I recommend using these foil liners inside your Pit Boss grease bucket. It makes cleanup a lot easier when you're done. I'll put a link to these in the video description down below if you want to check these out, along with all the other products we're using today if you want to check them out for yourself. So you put the liner right in the bucket like that. Flip up your handle and go ahead and place it right on the holder there. You're going to plug in your Pit Boss, open the lid, and go ahead and push the power button to turn it on. You hear that fan kick on, and we're going to start it on the smoke setting, all right? This is what it starts on automatically, so just press it once to see that S there, and then it'll go back to whatever the internal temperature of your Pit Boss is. Again, this is all in the how to start and season a new Pit Boss video if you want to check it out, but we're going to let this start up on the smoke setting while we get our pork loin ready. All right, while the Pit Boss is starting up, we're going to go ahead and trim and season our pork loin. You can see one side of the pork loin is pretty well lean, and the other side has some fat on it. Now, you don't have to go crazy trimming fat off. A lot of this is going to kind of render off as we cook, but we also want to make sure our seasoning is reaching the meat. I like to trim off some of these bigger hard pieces while leaving a little layer of fat. I'm using this boning knife from iMarku. I'll put a link to this down below as well. It's really good at trimming fat off meat. All right, guys, we got our pork loin trimmed up. We left a little bit of fat here, but it's definitely going to help the rub get to the meat a little better. And we took those hard pieces off that may not render as well. So like I said, don't go crazy trimming all the fat off of it, but just getting the big strands and big pieces. Next, we're going to put a little oil on the pork loin to help our rub stick. So I've just got some spray canola oil. You can brush on some olive oil or whatever else you have. Little trick when you're seasoning meat, put a glove on one hand. I like these nitrile ones from GloveWorks. You can keep your other hand clean for sprinkling rubs on and use this one to help spread them around. So we're going to use some Blues Hog dry rub seasoning as well as one of my new favorite rubs, Famous Dave's Rib Rub. I really like this on pork chops. I haven't used it on a pork loin yet, but I'm thinking it's going to be pretty good. So we're going to use these two today. So we're going to start with the Blues Hog and sprinkle it pretty generously on top. Use your gloved hand to kind of spread it around. Definitely need some more. The Blues Hog's a little milder barbecue rub. It's got some paprika, sugar, salt. Good kind of straightforward barbecue seasoning. Not too spicy. Famous Dave's Rib Rub. It's got a little more flavor. And you can use just this if you want. I wanted to try both and see how they worked. Different colors you can tell too, so depending on the color you want, kind of mix and match what rubs you like. I'll put links to both these rubs down in the video description below. All right, we're gonna flip it over. Do the same thing on the other side. Make sure we're getting the sides too. And we're gonna let that rub sit and set on the meat for a few minutes before we put it on our pit boss. All right guys, our pork loin's seasoned. Our pit boss has gone through the startup process. You can see we're still on 180 degrees. That's what the smoke setting puts it at, okay? We're not gonna cook it the whole time at 180 degrees. That would take forever. But you can see we get the most smoke when we're on the smoke setting. So we're gonna start the pork loin off on the smoke setting for about the first 30 minutes or so. When the meat's cold and fresh, that's when it absorbs the most smoke flavor actually. So that's the best time to get the most smoke. So we're gonna put it on for about 30 minutes at this setting, and then we'll turn up the heat later to cook it the rest of the way. So let's go ahead and open our lid. Now you notice this is about a 6.5, 7 pound pork loin. Even if you're not doing a huge full-size pork loin like this, like a smaller pork tenderloin, which is just gonna be taken from the center section, you're gonna pretty much follow along the same way we're doing this one here. It just won't take quite as long to cook. Because this is such a large pork loin, it's not easy to move around with tongs and spatulas and other things you might typically use. So what I like to do when I'm cooking a big piece of meat like this, whether it's a brisket or a pork shoulder or this pork loin, is I'll take these cloth gloves and put them on, and then I'll put my black nitrile gloves I showed you before on over these. And you can keep reusing the cloth gloves and switch out the black ones as they get dirty. But what this does is it lets you touch the meat, and also accidentally, if your hand touches the grill grates, it's not gonna burn them or hurt your fingertips. And it's a little easier to move meat around without having to use some tongs or spatulas when you've got a big heavy piece of meat like this. You'll notice also on the pork loin, this side is tapered and smaller, and this side's a little bigger and fatter, okay? It's the same as what we see on a beef tenderloin, is what you'll see on this pork loin. Now on most Pit Boss pellet grills, the left side is gonna be your hotter side because the flame broiler comes up closer to the grill grates there. So that hot flame broiler is closer to your meat. So anytime you have a oddly shaped piece of meat, aim to put the bigger, thicker side on the left and the smaller, thinner side that's gonna cook faster on the right, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and put this on. I'm gonna put the fattier side that we trimmed up down to help give us a little buffer as well. I oiled up the grates already with some more canola oil. We're just gonna center this on here. Kind of smush it in a little bit because it will want to contract as it cooks, and if it's really stretched out when you first put it on, it might kind of tear the meat. So get it a little on there nice and compact. Then you can take off your dirty gloves, save your cloth ones, and go ahead and let this start smoking. All right guys, it's been about 30 minutes here on the smoke setting. We're gonna take a look at our pork loin. You can see I also took a probe thermometer and put it in one of the thicker parts of the pork loin towards the center there. Right now we're only at about 86 degrees. We're gonna wanna bring this thing up to about 145 degrees before we take it off. Pork loin's different than a pork butt or pork shoulder, where you're gonna bring that up closer to 200 degrees, where all the fat really needs to render. It's a thick piece of meat with lots of intramuscular fat. Pork loin that we're cooking today is what they make pork chops from, so it's leaner, whiter meat, more like a beef tenderloin that they'd cut filet mignons from. It's kind of, you can think of it along the same lines. So this doesn't need to come up to 200. It'll be exceptionally dry if you bring it up that high. This is not what you make pulled pork from. It's what you make pork chops from. So we're gonna bring this up to about 145 degrees. Like I said, we've been on the smoke setting to get some smoke flavor here in the beginning, which is 180 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and push our thermometer button here and turn it up to 250 degrees, and then push it again to set it. It's gonna take a few minutes to come up to that. And we're gonna go ahead and just leave it as is. We may turn and flip it at some point along the way, but for now we're just gonna leave it alone, close the lid, and let it cook a little longer. All right, guys, it's been about 30 minutes since we turned our temperature up to 250 degrees. So the pork loin's been on the pit boss for about an hour total. We're gonna go ahead and flip it over at this point. So I'm gonna remove my probe thermometer. Our internal temperature's up to about 109 degrees, at least in this point. We're gonna spot check it later with an instant read. Again, this is why you wanna have gloves and these cloth gloves underneath, because you can touch hot things like this probe and be able to move your pork loin around much easier than trying to do it with tongs and everything. So we're gonna go ahead and flip it over now. Nice and easy. You can see that bottom's been cooking a little faster because the heat from the pit boss does come from the bottom. We're gonna smush it back in a little bit, and then we're gonna put our probe thermometer back in one of the thicker areas towards the center here. If you use a probe thermometer, make sure you also spot check with an instant read. Sometimes the probe thermometer can be in a little pocket of fat or moisture or connective tissue. It's not giving you a full, accurate reading of exactly where the rest of the meat is cooking. So we're gonna go ahead and close the lid again, leave it at 250 degrees. You can see the new spot we put it in jumped up to 122 degrees. So again, we gotta keep a close eye on it and make sure we're getting kind of a good average reading. It's moving around, but getting a nice average reading of where the pork loin really is as we get closer to that final 145 degree temperature. All right, we're at about an hour and 25 minutes here. The middle started to get pretty close to 140, while the edges are still at about 125, 135 on that one. So I took it away from the middle flame broiler here. This area in the center tends to get a little hotter than the edges, so I just moved it over to the side to see if we can get the ends to kind of catch up with the middle a little bit more, and hopefully in the next couple minutes here we'll be at about 145 on average across the whole pork loin. All right, it's been another 5 or 6 minutes or so. I spot checked a couple times with the ThermoPro instant thermometer. We're at about 142 on the edges, 147 in the middle. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off. USDA recommends bringing pork loin, pork chops up to 145 degrees internally. Some people like to take it off around 140 and let it kind of come up the rest of the way while it's resting. It's completely up to you. I like to err on the safe side, as the USDA recommends, and bring it up to 145 before I take it off. That said, you're not always going to have the exact same temperature on every single part of the roast all at the same time. So kind of use the average, and just know that as it's resting here on the cutting board, the hotter areas are going to transfer heat towards some of the areas that maybe aren't as far along. So if you're a few degrees short, you're fine taking it off at that point. We're going to let it rest here for about 20 minutes or so, let those juices kind of distribute. Don't go carving into this immediately. You're going to lose a lot of your moisture, a lot of your juices. So give it a little time before you start slicing the pork loin up. So we'll come back in about 20-25 minutes or so and show you how we carve it up. It's been about 20 minutes. The pork's finished resting. We're gonna go ahead and slice into this and see how we did. When you're slicing up a pork loin or beef tenderloin or a turkey or anything like that, I recommend having a good meat slicing knife like this one from Mesquite. I'll put a link to this down in the notes below the video, as well as the gloves and the ThermoPro instant thermometer and everything else we used today. But let's take a look at how this smoked pork loin turned out. We're gonna go ahead and kind of slice right through the middle here. And you can see that Mesquite knife just goes right through it. Let's go ahead and take a look. And that looks really good. You can see how juicy that is. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and cut a slice here. You can see that stayed really tender by cooking it low and slow. Lots of flavor from the rub. Still a little fat along the edge there that we left in place. Let's cut a little piece and give it a try. It is so tender. You could almost tear this apart. can see how that's just falling apart. It's so good. That's really good. You definitely get a good amount of flavor from that Famous Dave's rib rub. You can definitely taste the smoke from starting it on that smoke setting with the cherry and mesquite pit boss pellets. This is really good. Go ahead and when you're serving it to your guests, only slice what you need so you can save the rest as one whole piece so it doesn't dry out. If you slice it into a bunch of slices right off the bat, they're going to dry out a little faster than if you leave it into one big piece. We're going to have this pork loin and enjoy it. I hope you enjoy yours as well. You can find a step-by-step recipe that accompanies this video at madbackyard.com. I'll put a link to it in the show notes down below. And if you want to get more content like this, make sure to hit like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.